Hello everyone and welcome. I am Pushpak Pandit and you are watching me on my YouTube channel Being Bookish. Okay, so this is the first lecture of linear inequations in which I would be discussing the basics which are required to know before starting this chapter. Okay, so I think you all must be familiar with linear equations. Okay, in the class 7, 8 or 9, you may be familiar with linear equations, and now in class 10th you are required to learn linear inequations. So, what is the motive to learn linear inequations? First of all, let's see what is the difference between a linear equation and linear inequation. The best example would be that a linear equation or all linear equations contain an equal to sign. Okay, you cannot see any equation without any equal to sign. All linear equations contain an equal to sign. But wait, in the linear inequation we see some of the other symbols other than equal to sign. That means what? We are not going to see any equal to sign in linear inequations. Rather, we are going to see some signs like less than equal to, greater than, or greater than equal to signs in linear inequations. Now, the question is, why linear inequation? Means, what is the requirement of linear inequations? For this, answer me one simple question, that is every statement a kind of equation? I repeat, is every statement a kind of equation? Means, does every statement require an equation? So keep in mind the word equal. Okay, for equation we need equal to sign. So keep in mind that equality sign and then answer me. If your answer is yes, then no my dear, it's not. Obviously not. Every statement is not a kind of equation. Proof. See here. You know what is a natural number which starts with 1? Yes, correct. A natural number is something which starts with 1. Now, suppose I tell you that x is any natural number. Then what is the basic condition required for any natural number? That it should be 1. That means what? It should be greater than 0. Okay. I tell you that x is any natural number. The basic requirement is that x should be greater than 0 because we know that natural number starts with 1. And so, see here, this is only a kind of linear inequation where we have required, the need has been required of any sign which is greater than sign. Okay, so here comes the role of linear inequations. Okay, and in this chapter we need to basically understand how we are going to solve some linear inequations questions. Okay, now take out your notebook and your pen and start noting all the basic things which are required for this chapter. See here, the first basic thing which is required is knowing the various number system. See here, what am I talking about? Various types of number system is represented by some symbol. What are they? Suppose I write W. Then this denote which type of number system? Obviously the whole number system. Okay. So write this whole number system. The second type is what? R. R denotes what? Real number system. Now if you don't know what is whole number, let me give an example. Whole number starts with what? 0 and continues till ahead. So 0, 1, 2, 3 and then till infinity. These are what? Whole number. What are real number? Real number is something which contains everything. Means the whole number cannot contain any negative sign. Okay, no negative values can be placed inside an whole number, but this, for this real number, it can contain any type of number, whether it is a point number something like 4.6, whether it is a negative number like -5, or whether it is a positive number like 10. So everything comes inside what? A real number. You can also say that whole number are also a part of real number, okay, because it contains any kind of value. Now the third type which is required for this chapter is what? Integer. And this is important. Why? Because it uses two symbols, I also, and what? Guess what can also be required? Z. So I or Z, they both represent what? Integer. Now what is integer? If you don't know, see here, integer is nothing but a kind of, means what? 1 2 3 4, these all are integers, but the main difference is that it can contain any negative value also. Okay, so numbers are like -6, -5 or +5, 0, 1, 2, everything is what? An integer. And the main thing is about the integers is that it does not hold any point value. It doesn't hold any point value. And natural number, I don't think it is required, but if it is required, you already know that natural number is what? Let me give you that also. Natural number is what? Which starts with 1. So 1 2 3 until infinity. So this is the basic things which is first of all required. So kindly note all this. Now the next thing which should be talked about is about the replacement set and solution set. I don't think it is much required, but you should at least have a knowledge about it. See here, what is replacement set and solution set? Suppose I say that there is a set A which contains all these values. What are the values? 1 2 3 4 5. And now I give you a condition that from here, let me call these all these values as x, and x is such that x is greater than 3. Okay, so I told you x is greater than 3, and now what is the values, means which set will be found if I give you this condition. So the required solution set as per this condition will be what? Only 4 and 5. Only 4 and 5. So this is the solution set, it can easily be understood. But what is a replacement set? It is nothing but a set from which values are chosen. Values are chosen and then formed a solution set. So we had A and it contained a set which contained some values, and our condition was given as x is greater than 3. So we need to choose from which set? This set, and hence the values have been chosen from this set. So this set is called replacement set. In short, replacement set is nothing but a set from which values have been chosen, and solution set is nothing but whatever was the answer inside a set. Okay, now just a small reminder that if you are not noting all the points, kindly note that. Okay, it will be very helpful. And now let us see all the rules which is required to solve any linear inequations. Okay, see here, all the rules, means majority of the rules are same as we followed in linear equations. What does that mean? Suppose this is a linear equation, and to find the value of x, we would be wanting that the 3 should go there and its sign will change, means it will become -3, and so x answer is 6. So if you get a kind of linear inequation, now let us see any inequation like this. Okay, this is an example of a linear inequation. So here also the same thing we need to do. If you transfer any number to another side means what? This is the thing which differentiate both of these. So if we transfer this 3 to that side, so the same thing would happen, that x would become less than 9 minus 3, and so x would be less than 6. So this rule is same for linear inequations also. Now suppose if you have a negative number and if you transfer this negative number to this side, it will convert into positive number. The same thing would happen here also, means that rule would be same. Okay, and the second thing which we did in the linear equations, what? Subtracting or adding same number both sides. This can also be done in linear inequations. Means suppose I want to add minus 3 to both sides or subtract minus 3 to both sides. So minus 3 minus 3, so this will be 0, so 3. So this can also be done in any linear inequation also. Suppose we have been given a linear inequation like this and we need to subtract minus 3 to both sides. So our answer would be x is less than 3. See, the main important thing is that the sign is not changing. Anywhere the sign is not changing. Okay, so in case if you are subtracting or if you are adding any number both sides, the sign is not going to change. Now when the sign is going to change, let's talk about that. Now this is the rule where most of the students get confused. See the best example. I have took a simple example that 5x is less than 15. Okay, and now what am I doing is dividing both sides by 5. So let me divide both sides by 5. So if I divide both sides by 5, I would get x less than 3. But what is the important thing where the student get confused, that if we divide or multiply by some number, then the sign gets changed. But this is wrong. Why wrong? Because there is only one concept, that if you divide or multiply by any negative number, then only this sign would change, otherwise it is not going to change. There is some misconception that a student often gets, that if we multiply or divide by any number, whether it is positive or negative, the sign is going to change. No, that is not the thing. Okay, if you divide or multiply by the positive number, then the sign is not going to change, the sign would be same, and then this is correct. This statement is now correct. The thing is that if you multiply or divide with any negative number, then only the sign would change. Now let us take a simple example. Suppose I have this inequation, minus 5x is less than 15, and now I would want that I should divide it by minus 5 both sides. Okay, so let me do this task here. Minus 5x is less than 15, and now I am dividing both sides by minus 5. Minus 5 divided here and minus 5 divided here. So now what would happen? X greater than, see here, x would become greater than minus 3. Now why the sign changed? Because we divided with a negative number. So this is the main thing which you need to keep in mind. Okay, now let me take an example of multiplication also. Suppose there is something like 3x greater than 7, something sort of this, and now I would minus 3, let me take here minus 3. Okay, minus 3x is greater than 7. Now if I want to multiply both sides with minus 3, suppose, okay, multiplying both sides by minus 3, so minus 3 multiplied here and minus 3 multiplied here, and now the sign would change because we have multiplied with some negative number. Okay, so this is the main thing which you need to note in your notebook, that when we multiply or divide with any negative number, then only the sign would change. Okay, so that's all for today. I gave you all the basic things which were required before starting this chapter. Just a small reminder, if you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe the channel, and if the video is helpful, don't forget to like this video. Meet you in the next video. Thank you.